Welcome to the Health Zone. My name is Dr. Toju Chikiobi, but everybody calls me Dr. Toju. We have a terrific show lined up for you today. We are going to be talking about obesity. Yes, obesity. I'm sure you've all noticed that all around us, we're all getting bigger and bigger and bigger. In fact, now in sub-Saharan Africa, instead of just dealing with our usual problems of communicable diseases like malaria and HIV and measles, we're starting to deal with the diseases of the Western world, the diseases of rich people, obesity, diabetes, hypertension. So today we will be talking about obesity. Please stay with us. Let's learn what it is that we can do to prevent obesity and make sure that we don't develop conditions that can damage our health permanently. Don't go away. Join us, please.
Thank you for inviting me again. I'm glad to be here.
Great. So, as is our custom on the Health Zone, we usually go to the man and woman on the street to find out what they know about obesity. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of interesting statements out there. So please don't go away. Join us as we watch the video. Let's watch it.
Today we will be talking to the man in the street. What kind of work do you do?
I'm a manager. I'm actually a student.
What did you eat this morning?
I ate rice.
What did you eat last night?
Beans and plantain.
Okay, what did you have for dinner last night?
Plantain and egg.
Okay, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
This morning, bread.
And do you exercise?
No. Actually, I wasn't exercising before, but I started doing it lately, like every morning exercise. I used to go up and down, to supply people and to call my clients and all that. Okay. So I don't know, maybe that's part of exercise, I don't know.
So, Dr. Chika, that was some interesting stuff that we saw in the Man on the Street
Yes,
interview.
as usual.
As usual, yeah. So, some people were doing what they need to do around obesity and some people weren't. So that's what we expect, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so tell us, what exactly is obesity or being overweight? What is
Essentially, overweight or obesity are just words that are used to describe having excessive body fat or abnormal body fat. Because you see, some people don't have excessive body fat, but they may have a lot of fat around their abdominal area. And that would be abnormal. And all those things tend to lead to all kinds of health complications like heart diseases, diabetes, and so on and so forth. So it's something that we really need to educate ourselves on.
Okay, so I could be trim, but have a round belly, and I'm already overweight.
Exactly.
Just because I have a rounded abdomen.
You look like an apple. That's the apple shape.
Okay. All right, good. So we've cleared that up. So now other than visually, I can say, oh, she looks fat, oh, he looks fat. Other than visually, which is very subjective, how do we assess the amount of fat or how overweight somebody is?
There are many ways that it could be assessed, but there are two common ways. One is scientific, the other one not so scientific. Okay. The scientific one is the body mass index, and it takes into cognizance the height of the person relative to the weight. So you have the weight in kilograms, and you measure it against the height in meters. So the formula is weight in kilograms divided by the height in meters squared. Okay. So for instance, if someone is, say, 60 kilogram weight, and the height is, say, 1.6, So 1.6 meters. You take 1.6 and square it. That is 1.6 times 1.6. Yes. And you would get something like 2.56. And then you use the weight in kilograms, which is 60 kilograms, and divide it by 2.56. And you're going to get a BMI of about 23.4 or so. So that's how you calculate the basic, the body mass index, which is the measure of fat that a person has. The other way we could measure it is just by measuring the abdominal girth around the level of the belly button, to use a common word, you know. So just take a regular tape measure and just measure around your abdomen at the level of the belly button. And for women, if you get a measurement that is more than 35 inches, or 89 centimeters, then it's abnormal.
You're overweight.
You're getting towards overweight or obesity. Yeah. And for men, anything more than 40 inches or 102 centimeters is overweight or obese.
Okay, I like the unscientific one. I think many of us out there can relate.
I like that too.
So that's a very easy way to figure out. So what causes though? What causes obesity?
Essentially, obesity is about what you eat versus how much activity you put in your day. So if you eat a lot more than, if what you eat generates a lot more calories than the calories you burn in the process of your activity, you're going to put on weight. You're going to get overweight if you do that regularly. If it's a once in a while thing, fine. But if you eat a lot more calories than what you burn up, then you're going to put on weight, and eventually over time you're going to be overweight or obese. Okay. But if you eat less than the activity that you do, then you're likely not going to add weight. You may even lose weight. Okay. So essentially it's a balance between that intake and the activity. Okay.
So you had talked about the BMI before. So I know in the BMI you're either normal, you're overweight, or you're obese, right? So if, say, someone is already in the overweight category with the BMI, all right, and you already told us it's a factor of how much you're eating and how much you are putting out, right? Okay, so that person says, all right, but I know I'm not eating like crazy and I'm moderately active. Are there other risk factors to being to overweight or obesity? Are there other things that could contribute to it other than just our intake and our outtake?
Yes, there are. There is heredity. I think it's a lot of people think more of it, but it is there. Some people have it in their genes to put on weight more than others. But there are other factors that would interact with that heredity to make it manifest as obesity. It doesn't mean it's written in heaven that this person is going to be fat.
Just because they have a family history.
Exactly. Yes. So there's heredity there. There are also other factors like prenatal and postnatal influences, by which I mean a pregnant woman who decides that because I'm pregnant, I'm going to eat a lot and she gets so big, she's much more likely to have a child who's going to have problems with obesity. And also, if you have children who are obese within the first year of life, you know, some of us mothers, we like to overfeed